The Grade 2 Zulu Kingdom Explorer Golden Slipper will see 14 top fillies line up over the 1400 metres on the turf course at Hollywood Bets Greyville. Grade 1 winning filly Mrs Geriatrix is a worthy favourite, but takes on a smart field of graded stakes winners and performers. We go through the field in market order. The Tarry trained Mrs Geriatrix is all class, having won 4 from 4, including the Grade 1 Alan Robertson Championship over 1200 metres 4 weeks ago.
Mrs Geriatrix is going on and will win.
Listen, obviously going around the turn, first run around the bend and obviously the extra 200 metres, you know, you do have respect for it, a busy day, so it's a different vibe that she hasn't really had, but I mean, all the 2-year-olds are pretty much in the same boat, and she's definitely good enough. I just feel that I'm probably running her more to learn for next season than anything else. I mean, obviously I believe she can win it, otherwise I wouldn't be running her. But there isn't a real need to run her, but I just thought instead of testing the waters next season, rather while she's fit and well against her own age group at level weights, now's the time to test her around the bend, and that's why I've done it, and let's hope I can keep her slate clean.
Distant Winter on the outside.
Candice Bass-Robinson sends out Distant Winter, who's made the frame in all 5 of her starts, winning 2. She comes in with Cape form, having won the Grade 3 Winter Nursery over 1100 metres at Kenilworth at the last time of asking.
But Distant Winter's just going to get there.
She just recently travelled up to Natal. She's been there for just over a week. Almost the weekend will be almost 2 weeks. You know, her form in Cape Town is good. Her form line is strong. She's been a very consistent filly. She definitely has ability. So we thought we'd take our chances and take her up for the Group 2. I think she will enjoy the trip. She's nicely drawn. So I think she's certainly a runner on Saturday. Obviously, Miss Geriatrix, hard filly to beat on her form. Also drawn well, so yeah, I think you know, she'll be a tough filly to beat, but I certainly think that my filly could end up in the money, and you know, perhaps if she can put it, obviously we don't know how good she is, but if she can, you know, step up to the plate, she may well be a factor.
But Egyptian Mao.
The first of a coupling from Lucky Hoodalakis is Egyptian Mao. She took on the colts in her second outing, but is back amongst the fillies here. Zackey is in the irons.
Yeah, she's a really nice filly. I rate her really highly, and I think a lot of her. She was very unlucky to not run third. You know, she in that last race against the colts at Scottsville, she got sort of a bump and had to switch her, and she was just touched on the line for third, and it was a pity because she's really good, and I think she's going to love the 14. A little bit of a wild jaw, but she's got some talent, and I'm expecting a very good run from her.
The Denon Platina filly White Pearl is 2 from 3 for trainer Mike de Kock.
But it's White Pearl's in front. White Pearl goes on gamely the last bit here, and White Pearl's kept them at bay.
She's a nice filly, probably wants even further than 7 furlongs, but she's very honest, and I think she's got a lot of ability.
The David Nevenhuizen trained No Filter is progressive, having improved in each run, breaking her maiden on her 4th outing by 4 lengths.
And No Filter's going to stretch away in good fashion.
A filly in the Golden Slipper, No Filter. She's a gutsy little filly. She really tries really hard. She's come on from race to race. Calvin rode her in her last race where she won. She won with quite a bit in hand. The form lines have stood up. We got a good draw, and we're going to take our chances from the draw, give her a best chance off that draw, and utilise the speed lightly. We're taking the big guns on, but we're there with the chance.
Kingdom of Gold's on the inside, starting to rally late on.
The Tarry trained Kingdom of Gold won her maiden on her 2nd attempt before coming out 2 weeks later to finish 4 lengths off the pace in the listed Super League Devonair Stakes.
It's a tough race for her, but I don't think things mapped up well for her in her last start. It was a very, very rough race. Having said that, she only had a 2-week break from her previous win, and now she's had a better prep into this race. It's a much tougher field, but I'd like to see if she's running on strongly. She may be good enough for the mile. Otherwise, we can always go back to the drawing board.
Winner of the listed City of Cape Town Summer Juvenile Stakes over 1100 metres in January is the Glen Cotson-trained RASCOVA. Christophe Soulmion partnered her that day and is in the saddle again.
Look, it's always good to have international flair. He's just the most superb jockey. You know, he rode her the first time out and said, look, last time out she was awfully unlucky. She took the brunt of the win from a bad draw. It's a howling southeaster. She does ping the pins. You've got to bring her back, and it's exactly what he did. He was in front. He just slowly but surely brought her back. But most of the other jockeys say, well, what should I have done? I was in the front. I can't exactly pull her back out of the race. He did that. And, of course, he went on to win the 500,000 rand race, beating all the colts. She put up a superb gallop. Unfortunately, he wasn't yet to gallop her, but the jockey only had praises for her. She's an awesome filly. I thought that I didn't want to over-race as a 2-year-old. She's had a couple of runs, so I missed the prelims to the Group 1 Alan Robertson. I thought I'd done enough with her, which she didn't come back blowing hard after the Alan Robinson, but she never really gave that kick like she did in the gallop. So yeah, it could be Scott's fault. We never ever know, but I can tell you she's in a very good space at the moment. She's exceptionally well. She's a very talented filly, but it's a very tough race. It would give me great wonders great joy, I should say, to give Sandy and Regina a win on the big day. They've got a few runners, and it's always nice to win on the big days for the big owners.
Another progressive filly, Tamil Tigress, ran third for trainer Paul Matchett in the listed Hollywood Bet Super League Devonair Stakes. She's one of 5 fillies coming through from the race, which was run over the same course and distance 3 weeks ago.
Expecting a decent race from her. You know, her last run when she ran third in that little feature race at Greyville was very encouraging. I think from draw 1 on July Day, she must have a good place chance. You know, draw 1 is obviously a great draw to have. So we're expecting a nice run and a difficult race, very competitive. But last run was very encouraging, as I say.
Seen winning her maiden on debut, the second runner from the stable of Lucky Houdolakis is Elegant Ice. With Craig Zackey aboard Egyptian Mao, Gavin Lorena gets the ride.
And Elegant Ice, it's welcome back to the winner's enclosure.
Yeah, look, I don't know much about Elegant Ice. She ran a great race at Scottsville last time. Obviously, she's trying the 1400 for the first time. She looks like she's got quite a lot of speed, so I don't know how the race is going to pan out for her. But you know, if I could just get her to switch off early wherever she is in the run, let's just hope for the best.
The Michael Miller-trained Epic View won her maiden over 1,200 metres at Hollywood Bet Scottsville in March. She's raced twice since, finishing 2.5 lengths off the winner, Secret Identity, in the listed Hollywood Bet Super League Devonair Stakes.
She's a very, very nice filly. A little bit unlucky last time. She should have run. She ran 4th. She probably should have run 3rd, maybe even 2nd. She just battled to get through, but she's taken her race very well, working really, really well. Obviously, the draw is a worry, and we'll have to be positive with her. You don't want to, in these races, to be coming from a long way back. So, as I say, everything had a good preparation going into the race. We're very thrilled.
The beautifully named Calling All Angels won on debut for Paul Lafferty before finishing off the pace in her second outing in April. She hasn't raced since.
Calling All Angels won her.
How do you see her in the race?
With binoculars, you know, or the TV screen, one of the two. But I think she's a very, very talented filly. She won first time out, and they gave her a 94. She was quicker than the class record, and she barely took a breath and beat them. And the field behind have been placed in group races. She's very, very talented, but she's had issues. She bruised a heel that got worse, and it became corn, and we've battled with her, and we tried to get through in her second run, and the guy pulled her out of the race during the run, you know. And so we said, right, back to the drawing board. We've had farriers working with her all the time, the vets, the farriers. They look at her 3 times a week. She's so talented. We've nursed her into the race, and our fingers are crossed. If there's a recurrence of that hoof or whatever, we will back right off her and go to plan B as a 3-year-old. But she's extremely talented. You know, I'm more hopeful and confident.
Okay.
But she's a beautiful filly, you know, so I'm really hoping for the best.
The Wyoming trained Soldier's Eye is 2 from 4. Rachel Veneker gets the ride this time.
And Soldier's Eye is going to win it well.
Yes, Soldier's Eye is a lovely filly. I've been doing quite a lot of work on her. She's fit and well. Mr. Mowing's got her spots on for this. Her run in the Devon Air, she ran into a few traffic issues up the straight, but it was still a very nice run from her. The draw again is a concern. She's drawn 10, and it's a bit of a strange paced race, but you know, as usual, it's open, especially this 2-year-old filly form, very open. It is a strong race, but she is very nice, and I think she'll also run well if we can overcome the draw.
Stable companion to RASCOVA is QUERANDI. She's made just 2 racecourse appearances, winning second time out.
And QUERANDI building to the bit as they drive to the line.
Gorgeous filly, you know. I had her in the sales race, and she was drawn even wider. We had an option to try and get in either one, so we tried this race. What she has got is a tremendous big action. She's got good gate speed. Yeah. So if you get lucky, you never know, you get lucky. That's what it's about. But she's a talented filly, and she's a filly that's, I think, is going to go places. Even if we just give her this run for the experience, and then hopefully have a crack at the mile later on in the month.
She's got a lot of speed, but I don't know. My tactics are still undecided. I still have to study the race a bit in detail, because I can't burn her out from that deep draw. So it's looking a bit tough for her, but she won very well last time at Scottsville. Just hoping for a decent run.
As a 12,000 Rand purchase, BOSNAY gives Daryl Moore and Preggy Somasundram a runner in the Grade 2. She cracked her maiden in her 3rd run when going the 1600 at Hollywood Bet Scottsville. She's since finished 3 lengths off the pace in the listed Hollywood Bet Super League Devon Stakes.
Yeah, she's come through her last race very well. She's come on a lot. Her work's been very good. She's feeling well, and on that alone we're hoping that she can maybe sneak into the money. Look, she's drawn 12, which is not ideal, but Louis knows her well. He rode her from a bad draw last time, and yeah, we'll leave it up to him really, what he decides to do, how the race plans out. So we won't tie him down to instructions, and we'll leave it into his hands.